Hello. Years ago, when FreeCAD was more or less starting, I think the first version that came out was something like 0.1, and I jumped in briefly at 0.13, and it really was starting to get usable at 15, 16, still very, very basic. But I think with 15, or was it 14, there came the first demo construction or the first sample, and it looked like this part. And when we went to 17, I made a couple of videos that I had on my channel that were accompanying the wiki pages with a written description of how to construct something in FreeCAD. And apparently today in the morning I was looking at my channel and somebody had a problem with this external geometry reference, and he had the wire open. Then I saw he was loading, or he loaded this very, very old video from version 17. And then I thought, okay, I still need a introduction construction for my current videos in English, and there we are. We will reconstruct this completely in a little bit more modern way, but basically in the way that was done in those years. Okay, so first I close this and start from scratch. I create a new sketch on the XY plane. And as they've done it those days, we don't start with a simple line or rectangle or such. We start with a polyline. That is a line that starts somewhere and you add points, and in the end you close the polyline. And modern polylines allow you to switch between lines, arcs and so on, but we'll only do lines. So we start this. Watch the cursor where you see this polyline symbol right below the cursor. And we just create this and that and that and that. That's all we create in the moment. So it started. The next step was to demonstrate a constraint that's called coincident constraint, point on point. What we do is we select these 2 points and we select coincident constraint. And so what we have is 4-corner shape. We say this one has to be horizontal, which apparently happened while I was dragging it. We select this one and we make this vertical. And the next step is the baseline. We also select and make horizontal. And now the shape looks a little bit like that. Next step is we constrain our lengths. This length is a horizontal dimension with 5 millimeters. This is a vertical dimension with 26 millimeters. And this is again horizontal with 26 millimeters too. So now it is constrained as far as the dimensions are, which means, and that's why we dimensioned first, we can now drag the whole thing without having a problem with the solver. Good. So next step is we want to pin it, this corner, on the origin point. Again, we use selecting the 2 points and coincident constraint. So that is all for the first sketch. We close this one and now we pad that. We create a pad. and we want to do something with mirroring in going further down. So what we do is we switch the mode to be symmetric, and we give it a total length of 53 millimeters. And by the way, I switched to millimeters for this. You can, if you think in inches or something, you can also use inches. That doesn't matter for this demo. It's just a little bit bigger, but it will still fit on your screen. Even if it's 53 inches or 53 feet long, doesn't matter. So now we have the first pad. And what we do is we select one of the sides. By the way, in this tutorial in 10 years ago, they showed us something that never really worked, but it works since about a year. It's, well, strange things happen in the world. Okay, so we can now safely do a sketch here on that plane without having any fear that something breaks later on. So we select this plane. As you see, it's in a light blue. We create a sketch. And now you can see it is going down and it's going up. The first thing that we construct on this sketch is we construct a rectangle. We put the rectangle somewhere. And again, we first define the sizes. This is horizontal with 5 millimeters. This is vertical with 11 millimeters. And then we pin it to the corner again. And now it depends on what your settings are. We use external projection, and we click on the right side line, or if you manage to get it on the upper right point or on the vertex. So the vertex is now selected, and we don't have any problem in the moment, because for one point it doesn't matter if it's real geometry or if it is helping construction lines. So we take these two and we constrain again to be coincident. Good. We can close this again, fully constrained sketch, and we create a pocket. And we want this pocket to go through all. If you want to see how it looks instead of this red bar, that's how it's going to look. Okay, next step is we will take this pocket and we will create a mirror of that pocket. And once we click to mirror, we have the problem, it's mirrored in the wrong direction. That's because our horizontal sketch axis, that was, as we've seen in the sketch before, that was where we mirrored our first pad. And so we also need to mirror here. Show final result, everything is good. Then, next step. Again, we select the rear face, create a sketch on the rear face, and create a new rectangle. And before we create the new rectangle, this time we're going to get our external projection. And we're going to select this top line here. And just make sure it is a dashed line, not a full line. If it is a full line, it would be real geometry and would not be usable for that task. We create our rectangle and we start from this point. Watch how it changes color, and also watch the little X sign that you see right below the cursor. And now drag it open, and if you followed my settings video, you should see these two fields where you can key in the values. So this value is 16.7, whereas decimal in Germany, where I live, is a comma, whilst in America it'll be a point. We key the tab key, and we have the second extension, which is 7 millimeters. That's far easier as it was in the years before. We can close this already, and we create a new pad. And this pad goes reversed, so it points towards the front. And it shall have a length again of 26. Next step, click the pad, select mirror again, and again change to the horizontal sketch axis. OK, and we have these two elements. So now we want to have a pocket going through from the front towards the slanted face, and we want to measure that, or we want to define that it is related to that face, not to the rear face. So first we select this face, we create a sketch, and the sketch has to be a rectangle. The definition is 17 millimeters wide, and we shall make the second line, or the second extension, we shall make equal. So whenever we change this from 17 to, let's see, say 12, both are changing the same amount. 17. Good. So then we define where it should sit on the face, and the definition is we need external geometry. We use this line, and we make sure it is a dotted line, not a full line. If it's a full line, it would be real geometry, and that would be a problem afterwards. You would need to change this in your settings, in the preferences, in the sketcher. Always add external geometry as construction. Go for this value, so select it, then it works as I showed you. Otherwise it would be a real geometry line, and you'd have to change it to a construction line to make it possible that you can continue without having open wires. And you will always forget this, so better start with construction wires, and what you need you change to real wires. Good. So we carry on. We want to constrain this here to be 11 millimeters from that vertex, and we want to constrain it to be 7 millimeters horizontally. So now it is completely green, it's fully constrained again. We close. And the next thing is, how do we get this through the body? If we now just create a pocket, what's going to happen? The pocket is not going to go through parallel to that line. It's going to protrude into the body at the slant angle, and that's not what we want. We want to have it going through parallel to that line. So how do we do that? Well, We go to the rear face, create another sketch on the rear face, and as we don't know the exact values where we have to put the rectangle here, we do the following. We go here, select mirrored, click the space bar, and then this mirrored is gonna be away. Then we use external geometry with the 4 lines, and we have the choice now. We could create a new rectangle according to these 4 lines, or we select the 4 lines and now we switch them from construction geometry to real geometry, and voila, we now have that rectangle exactly defined, so it will be the reflection of the slanted rectangle on the rear side. Tasks, close. And now we can create our pocket, and if we look, or if we just say through all, you can see it exactly is the same extensions as we have on the slanted rectangle. And that is all. That's the whole construction from many years ago. And you can do this again now in the current version. I'm working with 1.2.0 in the development version. It works the same in the 1.1, should even work the same in the 1.0 version. Stay tuned, have fun with FreeCAD.